Well, hello there. So, tonight, Chef doesn't feel like doing a whole lot, but I'm making a casserole. This casserole is going to be one of the easiest casseroles that I think you'll have seen in a long time. To start off with, you need a breast and three half breast pieces of chicken, or in this case, I'm using some chicken thigh, and I'm using several. Maybe not quite three half breasts worth, but maybe it is. It's what I had in the refrigerator today. Oops. See if I can find it right. There we go. To this, we are adding 2 cups of instant rice, unsoaked. 1 can of cream of mushroom, just the condensed soup. Go ahead and make sure you kind of scrape out the can. You don't want to waste any of it. I mean, the can costs like $1.25, $1.45, depending on the store you go to. Don't want to waste it. 1 can cream of celery. Yes, it's a store brand. Does not need to be name brand. And in some cases, the store brand tastes a little bit better than the name brand on some of them. And 1 can of cream of chicken. There we go. Now, also, because we're using instant rice, we are adding water. 2 cups. I'm just going to kind of pour it over that to kind of rinse a little bit of that off. Like I said, we don't really want to waste it if we can avoid it. I'll put that aside. So we might use it here in a few minutes. Now, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, not garlic salt, garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Again, although I haven't seen onion salt in forever, so I don't know if they still even make it. 1 teaspoon of paprika, and in this case it is sweet paprika, it is not smoked. And 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And then generously salt to taste. And because I know we like it a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and give it a good amount. Give it a good stir. Make sure everything's together, which is why I used a bowl rather than assembling it in the baking dish. But now, while this is going on, go ahead and turn on the oven. Make sure that it's empty. Chef likes to occasionally store things in there, so the only thing in there right now is my drip tray. Which is just an old cookie sheet or baking tray, whatever you want to call it, that I put on the lower rack. Okay, so we have that all mixed up, and so now take our baking dish, which in this case is a 8 by 11 and a half. Just kind of put a little bit of butter on the inside, or you can use cooking spray or whatever you use, but you kind of want to grease it. In this case, I'm just using an old butter wrapper that I saved. Same way I do the bread pans. Here. This is why I saved my spatula from earlier. There we go. There we go. It does call for half cup of butter, which is like 1 stick. To be honest with you, that's a little bit much. And you just kind of put it in pats on top. So I'll put a little bit in here, but I'm definitely not putting no half a stick of butter on. Okay. So, with that being, go ahead and stick it in the oven here. And it goes in for anywhere from an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. So, we'll come back then. Like I said, very simple. We'll be back in about an hour. Well, it's been about an hour, and in my oven things do cook a little faster. So let's check this out, and it is done. And there you have it. It's going to take a few minutes to cool. So go ahead and turn off the oven. I don't know if you can hear that bubbling going on or not. We go ahead and let it set about 15 minutes to cool. 10 minutes, just enough that it becomes, a servable temperature. But like I said, this is one of the easiest casseroles. As you saw, it took less than 10 minutes to assemble it. Didn't take a whole lot of ingredients, although it was 3 cans of soup and the meat. And the baseline, at least you want to add salt, pepper to things, but that is what the original recipe was, is the 3 cans of soup, the water, the rice, salt, and pepper. I've added the other things. Now go have yourself a good evening and make yourself a casserole. As you saw, it was simple. Good night. Bonne soirée. Bon appetit.